Welcome back, everyone, to our video series here, Unlocking Success with AMCG. I'm Luis Diaz, and in this episode, we're even going to go take you further into AMC's great benefit here to the industry and how it's helping promote health across the globe. Eventually, that was one of its objectives. But here we'll start here with Florida. Then it has its goals of expanding nationwide, and then some really great visions worldwide. So let me ask you, Dr. Polite, how are you doing today?
Hey, I'm ready to get started. Let's go.
Okay, fantastic. Well, you shared that term here, promotion of health organization, which is AAMC's role. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, one of the reasons why we're working with this corporate partner is that it is a new delivery system of healthcare. Now, in Florida, our particular licensure is based on the promotion of health. That is in our health chapter. So, and Asian medicine has a long history of prevention as well as restoration of health. Okay. So with that same vein, I wanted to now work with corporate partners that actually facilitate the Asian medicine philosophy. Affordable Asian Medicine Consultants actually works with that particular philosophy in supporting the community, but then also facilitating the direct access of patient to provider healthcare. So that's one of the reasons why when we're looking at different corporate partners to work with, we want to support the overall patient population, that community, but then also facilitate a way for physicians of our caliber to be able to now assist and support the promotion of health. So that's why we work with them.
Understood. How are they going about promoting the healthcare, particularly in Asian medicine?
So this particular group, Affordable Asian Medicine Consultants, is specifically designed to educate the patient, to prime the patient on Asian medicine. So when the patient goes to that particular site, they have a way of looking at different aspects of Asian medicine. For example, when they come to the site, they'll have a section called Symptoms Treated. When they go to that portion of the site, they can now see how long Asian medicine has been treating a particular illness, like joint pain or back pain, or other aspects of aversion to wind or aversion to heat. So in Western medicine, we may say hot flashes, but in Eastern medicine, we say aversion to heat. So now they understand automatically that we have different terminology. Mm-hmm. Now I go there as a client and I'm looking at the different symptoms. Oh yeah, I have this, I have this. Now they're not going to Dr. Google. And now they're understanding, okay, that this is a way that the Asian medicine practitioner does this. And oh man, they've been treating this for 900 years. Oh, here are the resources that go back and say, oh, down at the bottom, we have the resources that show them, oh, these are the books that actually record this historically, that they've been treating this kind of condition for 1800 years, for 600 years, for 500 years. And they can see, wow, Asian medicine has a really, really good track record. Now that they are very confident in Asian medicine, now they go through the roster of any of the providers in their area. And like we said, we're starting in East Central Florida. Now they can see, okay, now that I know I like Asian medicine, or I just want to try it because it's going to solve some of the issues, it looks like. Now I need to see who aligns with my own personal philosophy as a patient.
Okay.
Do I want a male? Do I want a female? Do I want an older practitioner, more seasoned practitioner, more younger practitioner, more of my demographic? Then now I can look through the membership and see who's a part of the network. Because now I see all of those things, and hey, now I can go to the next step. Oh, do I want to just try it out and just get 10 treatments or 20 treatments or 25 treatments or 30 treatments as an individual? Or I'm a seasoned Asian medicine consumer, and I already know this is something that my family has always done. So now I can go and get family plans at a family. Am I a family of 3 or 4 or 5 or 6? And then we can purchase this for my family. So it literally gives a holistic approach, just like in Asian medicine, we give a holistic approach to delivery in healthcare. Affordable Asian Medicine Consultants gives a holistic approach to whether I can look at the symptoms that I'm experiencing, the plans that are offering that are consistent with the expectations. Now, what do I mean by that? Many times people go to an Asian medicine practitioner and they're expecting, oh, you got to do all of this in one treatment or 2
Right.
treatments or 3 treatments. But the treatments start at 10 treatments, is a typical treatment course according to Asian medicine. Now, do results are going to vary, and will some people get really good results in 3, 5, 7 treatments? Absolutely. Well, then guess what? Now they have a bank of treatments that they can use all year. So this is where it becomes in the affordability range. Now, let's talk about the affordability range. Now, once they check out, they'll also have the ability to now either pay the exact price, or we have financing companies that AAMC has partnered with that will allow the patient to either break it up into 4 installments, 12 installments, and that way they can check out, have all of their health care for the year taken care of, and they never have to go in and talk to the practitioner and saying, well, I know you said I need 30 treatments, but I can't afford that. So I can come maybe once a week or twice a week. And we've all had these conversations as practitioners. Well, they've already checked out, they've already dealt with the financing issue. Now all they have to do is find you and see you.
I see. So it looks like they've worked all of this out because they got all of these steps in place to first educate the patient, bring them on board, give them an opportunity to select the solution they need best for their particular needs. And then you're giving them also the roster, the potential prospect is receiving looking at a page where they can select the appropriate provider that best fits their needs or the specialty or the condition they're looking for. And so if we go back to real quick to connect with AMCG, the roster of physicians or providers that are there on their site, are those the members from AMCG?
Absolutely. So the reason why AMCG is partnering with the Affordable Asian Medicine Consultants is because they only allow a certain caliber of Asian physician. And the way that we are in alignment with our philosophy is they want to make sure that actual Asian medicine is being practiced to the members that they're offering these products to.
Okay.
So then now, if I go now to anywhere in Asian medicine community, I may be being treated by people who are less than 1,800 hours in training. But as the consumer, I don't know the difference. But now, if I go to, and when I go to this affordable Asian medicine consultant site, I now know that the practitioner that is on there has a certain level of experience, a certain level of education, and now they can accurately answer my questions about Asian medicine because that is their specific specialty. If I go to a Western medicine website, wouldn't I want to know if my cardiologist did a fellowship? Wouldn't I want them to know if they actually were trained in catheterization and where they were trained and how they were trained? Well, the basis of Asian Medicine Certification Group is to give them a digital badge that will allow the patient to know these people are the highest level trained in the globe. They are highly trained and they are above the World Health Organization standards.
Got it. Understood.
So now, not only do they know Asian medicine has been treating for 1,800 years, they now know that the caliber of physician provider that is in that network has had a highest level of training in the globe, and this is the person that can actually solve their issue.
I see. And so you're all connecting all of the dots. One of the things you mentioned earlier on is that the patient is also getting educated in understanding the terminology, the diagnosis approach, the philosophy. We talked a little bit about what is damp, what is cold, heat, all of these different types of terms that from a Western perspective, they might not be familiar with. So now the site of the company, the organization is providing value to the community in helping them connect closer to the medical side, the Asian medicine side, being able to relate to the physicians as well, with the providers not having to re-educate the person from the beginning. They can go straight to, here's a root cause of the topic that we need to talk about, and then giving them the solution to also empowering them to be able to seek the answers they're looking for.
Well, for me, I always loved the educated patient. So when a patient would come in and say, hey, before I came to you and I was being treated for a tennis elbow, now I've noticed that you guys don't call it tennis elbow. So what is this bee thing? Is it like a bee sting or what is that? But I was reading and it says, oh, that's obstruction. Can you tell me more about that? Now you have something to talk about. They have a little bit of information for you as the provider, the practitioner, to clarify. And then it's not this whole new world that you have to go from stop to start and literally educate them for a half hour to 45 minutes before you get them on the table, before you prescribe herbs, before you do cupping. You don't have to go through that process. They've already done it for you.
I see. Speeds up the process for sure for educating the patients, and then also adding visibility in the marketplace as well on the physician's background to make sure that they're getting that high quality care that you talked about. Who wouldn't know exactly? Yeah, like you mentioned, who wouldn't want to know where they went for their specialty, what they've done for so many years? So it helps the provider getting out there in the marketplace as well. Added visibility.
So now what are we doing for our fellow physician? Mm-hmm. We're finding a place where you can say, hey, did you know that Chinese medicine can treat this, can treat that? But then now you have commercials out now. Hey, if you have, EBD, go talk to your doctor and here are the symptoms. So then now we have the same type of thing. If you have LQS and you feeling emotional and you have too much dreaming and too much stress and you have dry mouth and you have poor appetite, you may have LQS. Now, all of the practitioners are laughing now because they know what LQS is, liver qi stagnation. But now it's something that the patient would say, oh, I think I have LQS. They already walked in primed. I think I have this because I fit all the symptoms. Come on in. They already are primed. You check their pulse, you do the examination, you do all that. You already know the treatment protocol because they're looking for you to treat their LQS.
Understood. So I'm thinking the providers may be wondering at this point, okay, that sounds really interesting. I want to be on there. What do they have to do?
So it's just a simple thing of getting onto the free membership that we're offering.
At
Then
AMCG.
once they have the free membership from the Asian Medicine Certification Group, that free membership gets you eligibility to now go on to and apply at the Asian Medicine, Affordable Asian Medicine Consultants. They will now have your information. You'll go through this screening process because they already say, oh, yeah, great. You're a part of AMCG. Welcome aboard. Okay, it's just that simple. Then you'll go through the process of your orientation and all that. And then remember, they are already have memberships of people that are purchasing visits. So then now they will, on your orientation, you will learn how to go about submissions. And your submissions will now get you the reimbursement above what the industry standards are now. Now, we all know what health insurance has done to our community. But AAMC is not health insurance. They're a completely different model. They're a prepaid model that allows you direct access to the patient. And exactly, it is patient-centered. The patient looks for the provider. The provider now that they go to is their provider of choice. So they don't have to go through, I have to go and get approval, I have to go get this, I have to go get that. They are driving, going to see you as the practitioner. Now they go see you. Then all you're doing is submitting reimbursement to that organization, and they're reimbursing you for care. So it cuts out all the red tape, and it actually allows you to do what you were trained to do, patient care.
And on that note, folks may be wondering, what type of services can they offer?
Now, the way that Affordable Asian Medicine Consultants is set up is that they are set up, and that's what you'll find out in orientation. They have what's called a bundling offer. This is where the services that you provide is now what the patient is looking for. So, for example, when you're working with this particular group, they're going to say, what we're reimbursing you for is a bundle of services. Acupuncture if you offer it, cupping if you offer it, moxibustion if you offer it, and plum blossom needle. So these are these particular treatment protocols, and some of the other ancillary protocols. So it does not include herbs. So then if you're doing herbs, that's a separate issue between you and your patient. It does not include Asian body work. So that's a separate thing with you and your patient. There are bundling services that are the most known in this country. Acupuncture, cupping. Most people don't know moxibustion or plum blossom needle, so you're more than likely going to get mostly people looking for acupuncture and cupping.
Got it.
But then, do you have to perform all those services every visit? No. It's based on whatever your particular recommendation is as the professional. So that's what we're looking to do, is get the patient in your office. You set up your treatment protocols, and every time that they come in, remember the minimum amount of treatments that they have is 10. They can go all the way up to 30 as an individual, and then they can re-up from the website, and then they can continue going to you. So that because you're in network and because it's patient driven, the patient selects you, goes to see you, and then you submit your particular bill according to your agreement with this organization, and now they're reimbursing you. And now you have steady patient flow, because you don't have to now deal with educating the patient, haggling with the patient, and then trying to get them to stay consistent with treatments because affordability. So now you can bring them in, schedule them, and know that they're going to show up, because why? Actually, it's already covered in their particular plan.
Correct. I remember we had a conversation based on the research having been done, and I'm sure all the providers can relate as well, since they have the face-to-face engagements on a daily basis, that healthcare affordability is one of the major pain points in our current generation. So you're not only, and obviously also the education part, which folks here on the Western side may not be as familiar. There is a growing acceptance of it. So you're hitting right on the consumer's major needs, which is, let me understand it to know how this can help me. And on top of that, creating that vehicle of, oh, now I can afford it. And then the other thought that was coming to my mind is that, practices may be wondering, well, how is it different if I work out a treatment, like a payment plan with them or of the sort? It sounds to me like, because of the financing option that gives them the opportunity to spread the cost over the term of a year, they have the ability to front load some of those their visits. So if for some reason they have a really complex condition where they purchase the 10 visits and they want to use all of the 10 visits in the first couple of months and pay it out over the year, they can do that. Is that right?
Right. So, so for example, when you're talking about different types of conditions, and we all know this as practitioners, in China, let's say, okay, because of the way that communism works, when you go, and when I train in the hospital there, you could show up every day for a treatment. And then they started to do a copay while I was there. At first, all treatments were free, but then they started the copay option because they wanted people to pay just a little bit to deal with administrative or different types of aspects of service. Now, what would be your treatment success if you know that this person could come to see you every single day, and you treat them every single day, and cost was not an option? Okay, that's perfect. Now, you may be a community healthcare clinic that does anywhere from $10 all the way up to $50 if you're doing community acupuncture. If you're a private office, anywhere from $75 to $250. Could your patient population see you every day at that cost and continue to maintain that until they resolve their condition, like in China? Of course not. So then what did we had to do? We had to modify the way that we treated so that affordability was a factor. So then we did 3 times a week, or twice a week, or once a week, or once a month, or once every 2 weeks, to try to get the people to come in order to get that particular treatment success. With some folks, depending upon the condition, great success. And then we were the hero in the community, and we could help people, and then more referrals came in. But we knew that if we had the best opportunity, that if I could treat this person every day, guess what? Now I could get more success, because in China, we treat every day, they start telling everybody, hey, go there now, because so you treat somebody every day, let's say 5 days a week. Yeah. So you treat them Monday through Friday, then Monday through Friday. In 2 weeks, they're through the treatment course. They're better. Now they're telling everybody else about you. They're bringing everybody to you because why? It's affordable, and now they've got their healing. They can go back to work. They can do all the things that they need to do. And now that cost is stretched out over 4 payments, 90 days, every 90 days, or over 12 payments every 30 days. Now they're not worried about no liver qi stagnation, no emotional turmoil about paying you.
Correct.
They can just come, get their treatment, and know that all of these things are taken care of. You can submit to AAMC and knowing that every time I submit that I'm getting reimbursed above industry standards, meaning the way that reimbursement is now through third-party providers, and then I don't have to depend on cash and credit cards so much, and hopefully these people can pay. Now it's consistent income, you have consistent patients coming to you, and now it's a win-win for everybody. You're getting the best treatment results that you can provide. The patient is getting the best treatments that they can receive. Then now they're telling everybody about you, and now everything's flowing through your practice, and now we've removed the burden of what? The finances.
Correct. Affordability. I mean, you're removing all of the barriers there for people to be able to see their providers and being able to benefit of the Asian medicine philosophy and the approach. And one question that came to mind is, let's say the patient buys a package, even if they use it in the first few months, but decide to pay it over time, over a course of a year, the provider is going to get compensated based on the visits they rendered. They don't have to worry about the payment plans or how long the consumer decided to pay it over time. They're just going to get compensated when the treatments and services are rendered.
Yeah, when the services are rendered, they're going to do their submission. And once they do their submission, their agreement is with whom? Is with Affordable Asian Medicine Consultants. Okay. They're the ones that are now going to reimburse them for that particular visit. And now, like I said, it's steady income coming in because those treatments are done. They have a record on that side of the treatment. The patient showed up, whatever. And that's the way that Affordable Asian Medicine Consultants deals with the patient. They know how many different treatments that they saw, who they saw, when they saw them, all those kind of things. And then now you do your submission, and then it just flows. It's Asian medicine centered. It is based on you as the practitioner and how your particular practice actually flows. Now, let's give you some numbers. We just went through COVID, and that was in 2019. So in China, they had in 2015, 910 million visits to the Chinese practitioner. 910 million. Million. Okay. Now, by 2019, they had 1.1 billion visits to the Chinese practitioner, and it constantly has gone up to 2020 and 2021. 2 years ago is 1.2. Last year is 1.3 visits, which means that because of different illnesses that could not be treated by Western medicine, people are now seeking out Asian medicine in China again. And now those visits are increasing. So then now we all know that there's this chronic respiratory illness that is out there now, that people who, after they had the sequelae to COVID, they're having other symptoms that Asian medicine is actually assisting in chronic respiratory illness. Now, in Western medicine, they're calling it long COVID, but it's an Eastern medicine chronic respiratory illness. We all know what it is, and we all know how to treat it. Now you have the ability so that somebody can come and see you, treat you, you treat them, and they now can get the benefit knowing that, okay, this is not going to break the bank, because now I have the ability to now get the amount of visits that doctor is telling me, okay, you need 30 visits. Oh, I'm going to go do that. I'm going to pay it over time. Then I'm going to come treat you. Now, if I'm seeing that doctor, week 1, 5 treatments, week 2, 10 treatments, week 3, 15 treatments, week 4, 20 treatments, week 5, hey, I'm getting better faster. And then now I can go back to work. Everything's better. And then I'm paying this over time. Guess who's the hero? You, the physician, is the hero.
So yes, what we're seeing here is that all of the components are working together. It's a pre-qualified patient coming in, it's prepaid, it's guaranteed by AAMC that the physician is going to receive payment for their treatment rendered. And then on top of that, you're creating a more loyal, more consistent patient, increasing the patient outcome, the healthcare deliverables. And then one question would be, what happens if the patient says, hey, I used up the package that I purchased. Maybe they bought the 10 sessions just to try it out, and then they loved it so much they want to continue. Can they buy another package? Do they upgrade? How does that work?
So that is how AAMC will have different offerings for the patient. And they will now go in and either re-up or, because now they're a member of that network, but as a patient. So then they will have different aspects of what's available, and they can re-up their package. They can do all of those things. And this is the cool thing about it. That is between your patient and Affordable Asian Medicine Consultants, AAMC, right? So now we have the ability where your patient is like, okay, I love my doctor. I want to see my doctor. Okay, now I'm going to go in, select my payment. Oh, I did 10 treatments. Okay, well, they did tell me it was going to be 30. So, okay, I'm going to re-up and do 20. But now I can afford this because I'm feeling great. Everything's going great. And this is not a big deal now. Then let's say, okay, they do 10. Then you said, oh, we need 30, but oh, I only needed 20, but I have 10 in the bank. Then what can you do as the physician? Hey, let's bring you in every 90 days just for prevention. Now we're in the promotion of health organization status. We're now doing as we love to do as an Asian medicine practitioner, prevent disease and train the now patient on how to prevent disease. Again, it is a win-win for everybody, because now each component of what we're doing, getting the certification of all the different practitioners out there. Now, how many of you are from different states? And in our state, we're acupuncture physicians. In other states, we have diplomat of Oriental medicine. We have what? Licensed acupuncturists, all of these different things. But now we're under one banner, Asian Medicine Certified. Everybody knows now when they see that digital symbol, we know that this person is above 1800. Now we can promote that throughout all of the United States and go, you see that? That person is above 1800 and that person is actually certified. They have all the different licensure, but they do have that certification. You know it. Now the patient knows it. Now, when they go and they say, oh, well, this particular provider doesn't have that much. Yeah, I better go ask the people who actually know. Would you rather go to your family practice to ask about cardiology, or would you rather go to a cardiologist?
Now
Would you
you're
ask your family
okay.
practice about rheumatology, or do you want to go to a rheumatologist? So do you want to go to that person that has the specialty and now they have an ability to look and see, yes, this person has the specialty in that area, and I'm going to ask these people because they actually know.
Correct. You're hitting a really great point there, that the certification itself is a great tool for the Asian medicine provider community to come together and give them an additional badge to make sure that there isn't this continuous scope creep from the regulation, like the regulatory perspective, where now they're letting like non-certified folks or non-licensed folks within Asian medicine do what they claim to be similar Asian medicine modalities like dry needling or cupping, and they have no absolute background in the actual traditional Chinese medicine approach or diagnosis, and they're just going blind. So having this AMCG badge is just another way to protect not only the provider, but the industry as a whole.
Right. And the thing is that you always want to make sure that the public is safe.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what it provides another aspect of public safety by getting the proper trained person to deliver the actual service based on the educational standards of the globe. What we're talking about is the educational standards of the globe. The WHO says, hey, you guys need to be trained this way in order to be properly trained to administer this service. And right now, not all practitioners are at that level. Well, guess what? Asian medicine community is above that level.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to now make sure that we let people know we are above the World Health Organizational standards. This is who you need to ask as a professional. Now, again, you can go to your family practice doctor, you can go to your general practice doctor, you can go to different people and ask them about cardiology. They may have had training in EKG and echocardiogram and catheterization, but are they the specialists in that field in order to deliver that service? No. So then now somebody may be doing dry needling, they may be doing cupping, they may be doing all kinds of different services. Are they the specialists in that field? No. How do I, as the patient, as the public, be protected in such a way that I know who is delivering that service and what is their educational background? Now we have the ability to protect the public.
Which is it's always a primary objective. Always doing the right thing, doing good by the patients, the consumer markets, and giving them the best service possible to them. Let me ask you real quick a question maybe some practitioners may be wondering is they currently they have their book of patients. They might be wondering, some of them, is this something that they could send their patients to AMC's website to buy packages? So not only are the practitioners benefiting from potentially seeing new patients, but they want to enhance the care or they enhance the value of what they're offering. Can their patients buy these packages offered by AMC?
Yeah, just like anything else. I mean, if you find that you're a part of a network, so let's say you're part of a party provider network, and the traditional third party provider can be any of the networks that we're familiar with. We are familiar with places like Aetna or Humana or any type of the Medicaid services that if you're partnering with other types of physicians, United Healthcare and all these kind of things. Where you say, hey, I'm a part of that network, see if there's something that is affordable for you. Well, guess what? I'm a part of this new prepaid network, and I'm sure this is affordable for you.
Mm-hmm.
So now you can tell your patients, hey, if you go to this network, then now I can just treat you as much as you can afford. And they already have the financial background to assist you in these prepaid plans in such a way that it's not going to break your pocket. That you already know, okay, I'm going to treat you this many times. Go there, get a couple of packages, and then I'll see you on Monday. I'll see you on Wednesday. It now no longer has to do with whether the patient can come in. Now it has to do with, is your schedule open enough for you to see that many patients?
That's a wonderful challenge to have. Extend the hours a little bit, try to help and see
Or
as many
extend
people
the
as
hours,
possible.
or the next phase is now you can afford to hire the next generation of Asian medicine practitioners, expand your practice, and now start thinking about your legacy.
Right. Build the next phase and start creating maybe
Because
more
the next
self-sustaining.
generation, and then you start little by little going, okay, what's the next phase of Asian medicine? Remember, we've been here for 6,000 years. How are we passing this on to the next phase in the relay race to continue Asian medicine in America? We've only been here for 55 to 56 years, but globally, we've been here for 6,000 years. How do we keep the relay race going for the next generation?
Correct. And being able to have that foundation for those aspiring providers of being able to uh, get from the bubble of being just a self practitioner. Some providers may enjoy that, may want to just dedicate their whole life working on their own. Maybe other folks want to build a more formal clinic with a structure, working with other peers. So AMC is also, in a way, also kind of opening that door to creating providing that financial stability of being able to have a new influx of patients so they can, to your point, take the next step in their development of their practice and their career. And so that's an interesting approach as well, an interesting benefit. Let me ask you real quick, based on your experience, what type of patients do you think would benefit most of this type of solution? Because I know we talked a little bit about the affordable side, and then are there other types of patients you feel that maybe they currently are able to afford the existing treatments, but they would benefit from buying a package for whatever type of reason that would help and work for the advantage of the provider? What are some of those personas that you have seen in the past?
Well, when I was in private practice, I had a lot of Disney clients, and I had a lot of Disney executives. Okay, so which means that as an executive level, they had the best of the best of third party insurance, which covered anything that they wanted. Okay. So, which means that they could come to see me as often as they wanted, and whatever my treatment plan was, they came in and resolved their issue. Now, the issue was always at executive level, they could do whatever they want, but it was a challenge to now give Disney a reason to put a provider and a practitioner like me to the general population of their employee healthcare program. Now, if the employee wants this service, they already have the ability to afford this, and it's not going to break the bank.
Mm-hmm.
So now they can come and see, and you look at how this will now spread like wildfire. You let everybody know, okay, hey, I'm doing great. What are you doing? Oh, I'm doing Asian medicine. Well, how can you afford that? Is it out of pocket? No, there's a prepaid thing now that you can do. Really? How? And then people start talking to people. And that's how many of our practices for the last 50 years in this country survived. Because people, it took them close to 5 years to find an Asian medicine solution. Then once they found it, they started talking to everybody about it. Then that's what filled the local practices. But then still, it's still too much for especially the senior population to afford it, because maybe they're, in retirement, they're
Fixed
getting
income,
their
right?
social security fixed income. But if they're getting their fixed income and they have Medicare, Medicaid, or what have you, but some of the senior population are affluent, they are wealthy enough or enough to just cover their different services. So they may have something like a health savings account or a medical savings account. And that gives them the option to now have $5,000 of whatever they want to spend on for their health care. Well, guess what? Now they have something. They come to you anyway. They pay out of their health savings account. They purchase these plans. Now they can come see you more often. And again, you now can treat like Asian medicine is supposed to, maybe every day, every other day. They're getting better. They're feeling better. They're getting the actual service as it was intended according to Asian medicine, and it's not breaking the bank. So there's just so many different variables that allows people in the senior community to afford it. Now let's talk about the Gen Xers. The
Mhm.
Gen Xers don't buy health insurance, and they typically are looking for other types of health services other than Western medicine. Now you have a group of young people that are coming to you because now they're looking for prevention.
Right.
So now you have a whole new patient population that is on their phones, doctor Googling it, saying, oh, well, wait a second, I can go to this website. It's saying I have all this stuff here. Oh, I'm going to purchase it now on my phone. And now I'm going to go select a doctor I want to see. So now it gives you a wide variety, a wide scope of the population that you can now interact with.
I see. So you get all to your point, those are looking for affordability. Those that want to, they can afford it, but want to expand their scope of engagement treatments, may be interested in optimal health, optimal wellness, prevention. So you get the whole entire gamut. And then, as you alluded earlier as well, talking about family members, we didn't dive into deep into that topic, but AMC also offers plans where they can not only the head of household can get the benefit or the primary decision makers, but also their children and take care of a more holistic approach to taking care of their family.
Absolutely. So that's, like I said, why there are corporate partners, because from an Asian medicine standpoint, they look at the individual, but then they also look at the family. And anybody in that family can share that plan for the number of visits that are a part of that plan. So now, like I said, it's a win-win for everybody. Now, where can you go to have your entire family getting treatments and know that it's not going to break the bank? And now they like you as a physician. They understand your educational background. They understand your commitment to them as a practitioner. And now you're not hindered by just treating back pain or just treating what another modality, another set of philosophy, which is Western medicine, is telling you you are only able to treat. Now you can just be your sole practitioner doing your medicine and talking to your patient without the middleman. Remember, this is a patient driven prepaid service that is going to you, the practitioner. And now it is patient to provider relationship. And then that relationship is now being facilitated by a company that understands Asian medicine and understands what the patient needs and what the physician needs, and bringing those two concepts together.
Well, thank you so much for putting a bow on it, just to see how from the beginning to end we encapsulated the whole topic. And then we want to always be mindful to our viewers so we don't stretch the episode too long. Is there anything else you think will be great for them to know at this point? Is it live, or do they know what do they need to do then, other than signing up on AMCG's website and then being able to get qualified on AMC's? And any other
Yeah, the
outlets that
first
you
thing
want
is,
to share?
first and foremost, is we need practitioners to sign up so that we can make sure that they are the best of the best in the globe.
Okay.
Once they have that particular label where we can say digitally, hey, here's your badge. Now they have the access to the AAMC network. And then now when the patients are looking, they see you as the practitioner and see all the different aspects of what you went through, your education, your this, your that. That's the goal of affordable Asian medicine consultants. You become one of their consultants. They're now talking about you as a whole. They're getting all of your different background. They understand that you're just not just a physician. You're not just family practice. You are a specialist, like a cardiologist, like a nephrologist, like an oncologist. You have these specialties within the scope of your medicine. They know you now as an individual. They know you as Asian medicine, but they know you as an individual. And now they're coming to see you, and there is no barrier from getting your service. The only barrier is an opening in your schedule.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm still stunned that all of this is still, it's for free to the AMCG members, and just all created for the strengthening of the industry of the Asian medicine providers, and then everybody coming together to deliver the exceptional healthcare the way that Chinese medicine was intended to be delivered. So it's amazing the way that these two organizations are working together to change the way of how treatments are rendered here in North America. So I'm excited for the future.
Me too. So let's do it, guys. If we work together, we can change the approach and the way that Asian medicine is looked at and viewed in America. It's up to us, not up to them.
That's right. Well, thank you, Dr. Polite, again for all of your insights. And we're definitely going to follow up with a fourth episode in the near future. So stay tuned. We're going to focus on the professional development benefits that members receive through AMCG. So stay tuned. And as soon as that episode comes up, make sure you click on it as we continue diving further on the benefits of the organization, and all of this made for you.
I'll see you guys next time. And thank you, Louis, for facilitating these questions and getting the word out so that everybody understands that we are here for them. So we'll see you next time.